Have you ever had a day that was going really well, and then like it flips on a dime in like a moment, and then all the things that happened before that moment just like are tainted? Well, I have. And my first day of 7th grade, I was switching schools to this small private school in Connecticut, class of about 30 kids, and they all knew each other since preschool. So I was the only new kid, and the principal had a special announcement. She pulled me up in front of the whole school and said, "Everybody, this is Al." It was pretty short. Al is new here. Make Al feel welcome. So a little background, at that point in my career, I was about 80 pounds, 5 foot nothing. I had a high, squeaky, prepubescent voice, and I had hair down on my chin because I'd seen some Johnny Depp movie, thought it was cool. And I had a pretty face. I'll say that. And so the day began, and everyone was really friendly, really nice to me, especially the girls. At one point, before lunch, at least 3 of them had come up to me and invited me to a sleepover they were having that weekend. I was so excited. Like, I thought it was a little weird, but like co-ed sleepovers, I'd never heard of that. And so I was having a good time. I already loved this school. And then as the day progressed, classes continued to go well. And then at one point, 3 p.m. it's gym class time. So we all go down. We all go down to the gym together, and then we get inside. Girls split off in the girls' locker room. Boys split off in the boys' locker room, with me with them. And then as I walked in the door, one of the guys, this tall, nice kid named Johnny, who I figured I was one of the cool kids, stopped me and said in a tone of genuine concern, "Al, I think you're making a mistake." I was confused. My dad, he knows this story. So I was confused. I looked at him, looked around the locker room, don't laugh too hard. And I went outside, looked to the side, came back in, said no. Johnny looked bewildered. He ran to the back of the locker room, and over the tops of the lockers I heard a sort of whispered yell, "Al's a boy!" A bunch of muffled surprise sounds. So up until then, I had always thought of myself as a pretty cool kid. I had like the haircut, like long hair like my favorite movie stars, wore vests with interesting buttons on them. I mean, everyone kind of thinks they're the cool kid until something happens or someone tells you that you're not. So as my world is crashing down around me, they split the boys and the girls into dodgeball teams. Someone thought it would be fun to do boys versus girls. So now I got to watch all the girls figure out why I was on the wrong side of the court. You can laugh. And no one really felt comfortable throwing a ball at me at that point. So with 4 girls on one side and me, the last man standing on my side, I led our team to some sort of awkward victory where no one wanted to celebrate because they were all still in shock. The gym teacher was confused. He was like, "I thought you guys loved dodgeball." So I remember the last period being filled mostly with silence, and my mom picked me up from school, took me home, and that night I had the saddest haircut of my life. It was just me and my mom in the dimly lit kitchen, hair and tears covering the floor. It was like that Anne Hathaway scene in Les Mis. And neither of us knew what to say to each other, because on one hand, she'd always been really loving and supportive of me, and on the other hand, she knew all along I was walking around looking like a pretty little girl.